Hi Skills fans, and welcome back to the Skills series. Today we are in the beautiful Cannock Chase once again, and we are going to be taking you through the rolling technique. So we're going to be taking into some steeps and getting that body moving and getting that bike rolling in. I have got the most wonderful person to introduce you to. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Emma.
Hey Adam.
Hi Emma, you are?
I'm good, thank you.
Thanks for coming onto the Skills series. Tell us a bit more about yourself.
Well, I've been riding 2 years. Started after having COVID. I've been having lessons, watching YouTube, more YouTube.
Yeah.
And
more YouTube,
and more YouTube. And I've upgraded my bike.
It is very nice. The pink bits are very, very cool.
Bit of bling.
Does it feel a bit different from the old bike?
Yeah, it's much heavier.
Yeah.
The suspension is much comfier.
Yeah.
I find that roots and rocks just flows over. You know, I've named her Silky, so
yeah. Silky
smooth.
I like that.
Yeah.
Silky smooth. A big thanks for joining us, and hopefully we're going to have a good fun day.
Yeah.
And the weather's going to be cheering up as well a bit later on, so stay tuned. If you haven't already, what do they need to do?
Subscribe.
Hit
And
that
like.
subscribe button, like that button, and drop a comment down below if you are enjoying the series so far. If you think Emma is awesome, if you've got any feedback, drop it down in the actual comment section down below. Stay tuned. Let's get this show on the road. Let's go. Woo! So the importance of the rolling technique is just to make sure that you are blending with the actual trail. What we don't want to be doing is kind of get that feeling of actually being dragged down these rollings. So actually by having a good form, a good body position, a good bit of bike separation, which if you watched episode 4 you would see what that is, so go and check that out right now, is really trying to think about blending with the actual trail. So what we're going to do now is just have a quick look at Emma kind of riding through and just kind of break down each section of her riding. So Emma's going to come riding in now. She's got real good observation. She's got a nice body position. Real nice technique there. Nice bike separation. You can really see those arms drive forwards. What we just want to make sure is that when the arms go forwards, that the head doesn't come up. So Emma's going to come back through. Nice body position again. She's really good with that first position. That's good, fantastic. Nice roll out, nice strong legs. So let's break that down a little bit and let's see if we can make that a little bit better. So Emma just asked a great question, and it was, when do I move? As you can see from the clip now, that as Emma comes riding in, she's got a fantastic kind of body position as good as she comes through, but you can just see that she's pushing just a little bit early, just that point. So that's where we just want to tweak it. Body positioning wise, what I want you to think about doing is that if you come in too high into the actual rollable feature, when you do get that bike separation, your arms ain't going to have that much movement. So if you take this line across the bar and I'm quite up straight, when I stretch from there I start going upwards, which means I'm at full stretch. And now if I come into my first position and I get that movement, I've got a nice extension. Now equally, as you can see from Emma's first attempt, is that just before that drop she's just pushing against the bike, so it brings her head and torso up, then her hands go forwards, and what this creates is this shortening of the arm, which makes it feel a bit more of a drag over it. So we're just going to tweak that to make it feel a little bit smoother, a little bit safer, and a bit more blendy. Blendy is the word. It's all about being blendy. Blendy and bendy. That's a t-shirt if ever I saw one. That's good, body position's good, heels. Just move back slightly there. Nice, that was really good. So really thinking about that nice D shape, nice flat back as you're coming through, heels down, weight in your feet, nice rotation, there's the bike separation. Then we roll him back out. A nice thing to think about is DVD, and it's one of the oldest kind of terminologies with coaching is getting a nice D shape here. As the bike drops away from you, it's naturally going to put you into the kind of V position, and then as you roll out, so once the back wheel comes over the feature, you then come back into the chin above the stem, back into a D shape. So we are on to the next zone. You will all know this as werewolf drop. And it's always kind of confused me of why it's called werewolf drop. Because it's not actually a drop, it's a slope. First impressions, this is the first time that Emma's seen this.
I thought we were doing that one.
We will be having a look at this, but we just want to get that honest opinion. And
Okay.
so if you came across this normally, what would you think? What's the things that jump out? What's the good points? What's the bad point?
I would be a bit nervous because it's almost like a drop into a slope.
Yeah. Small drop, like a small curb.
But in my head, it's this big.
Yeah. Which is a kind of important point to always take note of actually what our head tells us to actually what physically is there.
I mean, looking at it from this angle, it doesn't look too bad.
It's fine, isn't it? It's
but
actually,
when I'm at the top,
it'll be a bit different.
it'd be more intimidating.
Yeah. So this slope is actually a lot softer than what the slope was that we've just done.
Oh, right.
Okay, and if you look at the actual drop of the stone right at the top, it's about the same as what you've just done.
A bit like the roots, yeah, I see what you mean.
So can you see how it starts building? So just by starting small, you are able to start stepping up and start adding kind of difficult, start stepping up your kind of difficulty. So obviously here, yes, it's just a slope, but we've got two trees. But we can use those trees to help us kind of just give us a bit of stabilisation at first, just to get used to it. And then once we get used to it, we can start wiggling through it. So let's have a quick look. We'll get a good insight to your thought process up at the top as well, yeah? Okay, so slightly different angle.
Yep.
So what's your thought process? So what would you normally do? So if this was your normal, you're out riding,
well,
and you came across it?
I've just noticed the arrow says black.
Ah, interesting.
Severe.
So what does that do to your mindset?
It's like, oops.
Yeah, so what was your mindset before you saw that?
It's doable.
Exactly.
I can see that the trees are a bit closer to handlebars here.
Yep. But it's a slope.
It's not a smooth slope.
No, it's not a smooth slope, but we know that the bike can do it.
Yep.
You know, because they're relatively small little bumps,
Yep.
aren't they?
Yep.
You know. So actually, when you break it down to what it actually is, it's a slope with a few rocks on,
Yep.
and we're going through tight trees.
And then you're going into a berm, aren't we?
Yeah, but that's a nice kind of 3-4 bike distance
Yeah.
away, and we're going to use our brake control to keep our speed nice all the way through it. Hi, dude. So let's have a quick look at it.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can get you down it. I reckon you can do it. Come on, Emma. We can do it. We can do it. Okay, so obviously there's a little bit of anxiety at this point.
Yep.
So the anxiety points were what? Remind us.
It's narrow. The trees are quite close.
Yep.
You can see where everyone else has hit the tree.
Yeah, there's loads, which actually helps us because it's made the.
There's a few chain rings and marks on the stone here.
There's no chain rings. That's just where the grip off the kind of tyres actually keeps it clean.
Yeah.
So it's not high enough to catch your.
That's my imagination then.
Yeah. So, but this is a good thing because you're seeing those things as markers, which is good. But then it's actually just making sure that it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can be like, oh, my chain ring's going to catch. That's going to increase your fear.
Yeah.
And actually now you know that the chain ring is not going to catch. You're like, oh, okay, good, that's okay. A nice way to check that is by just rolling through. So if I give you a hand with that, we push this through and you straighten your pedals up for me, so nice and level. We're nowhere near, we've got plenty of space there, loads of space. It's okay to have fears, and one of the main mottos I want you to have is it's okay. You know, it's okay to feel a bit scared, it's okay to feel a bit nervous, it's okay to feel that you can't do something. And then it's about trying to change the mindset and change that to, okay, this is a bit nerve-wracking, but what can I do? You know, what can we do to make this easier? It's a bit like the Cube. Do you remember the Cube game show? You can't do it, so they simplify it. So what we're going to do now is just simplify this a little bit. We'll see how Emma goes on with this. If it's still a little bit too much, we'll move on, and that's okay. You know, it means then that you've got this on your to-do list then, so you can be like, right, I'm going to make sure I'm going to start riding through tight trees, so I get comfortable with tight trees, and start riding down some kind of slightly steeper rocky slopes. So you start building this portfolio of feeling, and then when you come back, you'll do it really, really easy. Jump on the bike for me, please, Emma. I'm going to get a nice footing. Just hold your brakes as you would normally, so single finger, roll in for me. You're going to keep the brakes on, that's the only bit I need you to really worry about. Perfect, right. So brakes on, don't take them off, get nice and comfortable. Standing up, nice big D shape, chin above that stem. Just come forward, straighten the legs a little bit. That's it, nice and relaxed.
Yep.
Now, how do you feel about just rolling in from there? Literally just rolling forwards now. So off the brakes, looking forwards, and then just rolling through.
Okay.
Yeah, you feeling it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, ready? Hey, first go.
Oh.
Well done, no editing.
I didn't like that, but
That was straight in. So, didn't like it?
I think I caught a pedal as well.
Yeah, you just sat back a little bit on that kind of pedal. So, first go. You're obviously a little bit tense on the first go, big bit, and that's totally normal. You know, you don't know what's going to happen, so then we start making ourselves small and tight. And what we want to be like is, okay, we've got the first one out of the way now. You know that's as tense as you will ever get with it, because it's your first go. Yeah. So you know now. It's actually, it felt probably a little bit tight and not very nice, because you were tense and small. So actually if we relax a little bit and actually go back into your really good position, which we know you've got a good position,
Thank you.
If we adopt that, we can then start moving into this more happy place, and we just start building it up. Would you be okay to do that again?
Yeah, give it a go.
We'll just do it a couple of times, and then just get comfortable with it.
Yep.
Super. Just building up that confidence of just getting used to the rolling and taking the trees out of the equation, because then once you add the trees, you're not going to be in this high anxiety marker. Okay. So, there you go. Just let your suspension sag in, get nice and comfortable. Okay, so
I've got my pedals wrong.
Okay. Pull back a little bit. Pull back a little bit. There we go. A bit more. So I've got you. Nice big D shape. Straighten the legs a little bit. That's it. And just breathe. Try and relax. Come up a little bit with your chin. That's it. I'm just going to move out your way. Whenever you're ready, you go. Yes, Emma, well done. Much better. Get nice and comfortable.
We're quite close to that tree, aren't we?
You get set up. Set there. Nice breaths. That's it. Keep breathing. And we're going to talk.
Yeah. Okay. Right, ready, steady, go.
Go.
Ooh.
Hey, there you go. That's good. So on a scale of 1 to 10 on the anxiety meter,
it's getting less. It started off with the 10.
Yeah.
And I think I'm breathing.
You're breathing. Yeah.
I'm breathing now.
That's good. So what were you, 7?
Yeah.
Okay. I say let's build a little bit of confidence up on this side next, and then we'll come back to this.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to try that?
Yep.
With this one, we're just coming in. We've got that nice D shape again. Heels there, nice and relaxed, controlling that speed. Nice and low your arms, and then just let it roll through.
Okay.
And a nice tip to do is, because it's a little bit blind back there, isn't it? You can't really see it. So a nice trick to do is get yourself a couple of sticks or cones if you got them, but sticks are really good. And just give yourself the marker of where to go.
Yeah.
So you're in between that, coming through, nice and smooth. And really think about getting low with your arms, but keep your bum high.
Yeah.
So it gives you that space. You can do that easy. It's exactly the same as what you've just done. Control the speed, control the speed. Ooh. That's it, well done, first go. So Emma, that was a fantastic first go, well done. So as you can see from the kind of video, the anxiety will always put us in this like higher place of kind of holding on and just like kind of being out of control for a split second. And that's what kind of gives us that fear, isn't it? So what I want to do now is actually try and change that Emma feels in control. And that's actually all done by the bit beforehand, during and after. Her actual body position's fantastic. The bike separation was really, really good. So actually now it's just controlling speed coming into it, controlling speed going through the actual feature, and controlling the speed going out. And if you've already watched the episode on braking, you'll know exactly what we're going to be talking about. So if you haven't watched it, make sure you click here and go and check it out. So I've currently got both brakes on, so front and rear. I'm now front and rear, 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 off the front, rear, 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 front and rear. So as we're coming into the feature, it's very tempting to start sitting back. And as we spoke about earlier, as soon as we start separating backwards or upwards too early, we start losing this body suspension. So as we come in, nice low D shape, keep the legs nice and long, especially if you are a shorter rider. You're not going to have that much room between your crotch and the bike. Maximise that space by straightening those legs out. Get a chin nice and low. That means as we come in, we're going to get a nice lot of separation. And now the space is there, so your bum isn't going to touch the kind of back wheel. As we come through, we can blend back into our D shape. This is just to put a little kind of caveat on that before you drop in. This is while you're learning stuff. Once you get like really confident with it, you can just roll through it and there'll be no brakes. But while you're building confidence, it's good to learn how to go slow and controlled, because it means you are in control then. If you're not in control, you're always going to feel like you're just holding onto your bike, which is not a good thing. So you might get over it, but it's not you in control. You're just holding on to the thing that's underneath you. So it's about building the actual confidence of being in control. Okay. So nice happy face, you can do this. That's it, nice and relaxed. Relax, much better. That was really good, much more controlled. Easy.
Breathe,
Eyes forward.
roll.
Nice, well done. Fantastic.
Breathe,
Slow down a little bit more.
breathe,
Perfect. Yeah.
roll.
Nice. Well done. You just did that.
Yeah.
So the only difference there is what?
No trees.
There's no trees.
I know.
So literally we're taking away the trees. We've still got that same rockery slope, but we've got no trees. And you look really confident. You look really good. So this one's just a quick demonstration on how to do it on more of a kind of off-piste type feature. So we've got a little bit of a kind of root drop onto a nice steep slope. So let's drop in. Nice big D shape. Look where to go. Nice big D shape. Okay, so we're at our final destination here at Bambi's Drop, Bambi's Leap.
Bambi's Leap, I think.
How's this one feel, huh?
It's a bit too much for me, I think. Today.
It's a little bit bigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
But can you see how the technique of what we've done today
Yeah.
can actually kind of progress you through to these bigger features?
Yeah.
But it's actually just talking off camera that this is like one of those drops that you can do every single type of drop technique. So you can do your kind of rolling drop, you can do your pop drop, and you can do your kind of shopping trolley racer drops, which is where you push out. So I think we'll just get straight into it. So as we're coming in, we're going to set up nice and relaxed, nice position. Massive high five, Emma.
Thank you.
Have you had fun?
Yeah.
I think you've done extremely well.
I've had a bit of scariness. Bit of fun.
Pushing that boundary a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully you are proud of yourself as well.
Yeah.
And that's a big key point, is when you go out riding, you really want to try and come away with like everything being a positive. And I know that sounds a bit like over positive sometimes, but we can easily see things a little bit like what you said when we was back at the werewolf drop. You know, that you was a bit sad that you didn't do it, but the success of what you did do, and then now you've got that to do, it's like an exciting thing. So it's like, okay, yeah, you didn't do, but you will.
Yeah.
And I know she's going to be sending me a video in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, of you kind of ticking that one off. So I can't wait. What was the biggest step that you feel you took today, or your biggest lesson that you learned?
How to use my brake. Seems so elementary, doesn't it? But how to use my brake.
Yeah.
How to use my back brake to control my speed, rather than the death grip.
Yeah, and just coming off the brakes altogether.
And coming, because normally, you know, if I'm coming down something a bit steeper than I like, I have a death grip and I pick up speed, and it's how to kill that speed.
That's it. Yeah.
So that made some of those drops that were intimidating to start with more controlled.
Brilliant.
And so I feel more confident now going forwards that, you know, if there is something I don't like, I can do it slowly.
Yeah.
I can take it at a slower pace and still be in control.
Yeah. It's exciting, isn't it? I'm actually buzzed for you, and I've really enjoyed watching you. So thank you for coming on board. Just give her a massive like. Comment down below. She deserves a massive round of applause, so well done from me. You know, from us, we hope that you found this helpful, and that you can actually go away and take away these different things that we've been working through today and what Emma's learnt, and hopefully it shows you that, you know, starting small, build it up slowly, you can start building up those skills. Use your camera. It's really important to get your camera, just get onto a tripod or ask a friend and just film your kind of progression, because then you can start spotting all these little things that are just out of place. And obviously, if you're still struggling, you can always book a course. Emma's been on a few courses now, and she's done it right. So she's really new to riding, as she said, kind of right at the start. But she got those courses in really early. But yeah, a massive thank you for watching. And do hit that subscribe button. You know, it is free to do, and we do appreciate it. A massive thank you again. Well done.
Thank you.
And
thank you for having me.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. So don't forget to tune in next time with the Skills series. And thanks for watching. I've got nowhere to jump this time, so it's just going to be a simple bye-bye. Hey!